woman's beauty has many shades. Shades of Glam explores the many shades of you. From your beauty to your pain, your joy, and your power. When women get together, it's powerful. Join us for Shades of Glam, an exciting show on Agape Radio, Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. Remember, that's Wednesday nights at 8 p.m.
Date, you don't know what to do, you don't know how, if you address it when you first meet somebody, a couple years later, do you just not mention it? So, in this, I guess, this thinking about it, I am still in my 30s, so, and no one wants to that when you have cancer, most people are married, they have their children, they're kind of, I don't want to say they're already set in life, but they've kind of met some of these goals that we have. And so for me, and there's a lot more like me, being single and having cancer really changes the game. Yeah. So I decided to try some non-conventional ways to date, especially since I'm a non-conventional person. I tried speed dating. Not working for me. Yeah. But I also tried online dating. I have to say I tried it twice.
Twice?
Yes. Because the first time I tried it, I will not name the names, but I tried many other people, dating clients out there, and it was very special. And so it was so special, I didn't think I was ready for it, so I stopped. And I took a 2-year break. Okay. And then I think it was just, I don't know if it was like that light switch moment where I was like, you know what? I'm tired of being alone. Mm-hmm. I'm not looking for a husband. Don't get worried. I was looking for a companion, and I wanted someone to be able to go to the movies with and just go out for dinner, maybe occasionally travel. But I was getting comfortable in myself, and I had debated, is it fair for me to date, have cancer? What can I give the other person? I don't know what's ahead for me day by day. So now we're talking about 5-10 years down the road. I don't know what I can do as far as having kids. So these are big things, or deal breakers in a normal relationship. So now add cancer to it. So I didn't want someone to feel like they had to take care of me either, or I was looking for someone insurance plan to be on. Right. So I really definitely thought that it might just be best for me to look for a companion. So I turned to online dating. Oh. Now you may continue.
Come on, Jay.
Online, I actually reached out to her.
You did?
I actually seen there was something on her profile where she's talking about video games. So I just left a random, hey, are you good at PlayStation? Or I left some random question, and she actually responded. Yes.
Because I am an Xbox person.
PlayStation.
Xbox.
Well, anyway.
That's good. That's cool.
She responded, and we started chatting. We were going back and forth, and then all of a sudden I didn't hear from her for a little bit. Huh. So I said, I guess she's not that interested. So I fell back. Okay. And maybe a month later, all of a sudden I get a interesting email saying, hey, how you doing? So we started talking again. I said, hey, why don't we go and get lunch or something? Okay. And it all started from there.
Wait. Never get lunch when you're online dating.
Why?
The trick is you should have coffee. Because if you don't like each other, you don't have to sit there for the whole meal.
Well, I guess that's true. That's true.
So, but there was something different about him, so I broke my rules, and we actually had lunch. And we had a 5-hour lunch.
Well, okay, so before we get to the 5-hour lunch, in your profile, do you allude to anything with regards to your condition?
I didn't, but I debated very, very much on it. Because, so remember, when I went back into the world of online dating, so because I just wanted a companion, I almost felt like, I don't care if they don't like me or not. Like, I would rather know right up front. Mm-hmm. But then I was like, do you really just say, hey, everyone, I have cancer? Like, how do you work that in a conversation? So I didn't know a creative way to do it, and I didn't want pity either, because you do have people who will come to you because they want to feel sorry for you, because it makes them feel better about themselves. So I just decided to take the path of just talk about myself as a person, because I always say cancer is just an adjective, it's not me, so why would I make it me now?
Okay, very good. Now you're on this 5-hour date.
Yeah.
Oh my word! What are you doing on this? Are you just talking?
It went by quick.
It went by
It went by really, really quick. And I'm not a talkative person, to be honest with you.
Really?
I'm actually a very quiet person. I'm a very quiet person. Believe it or not.
Wow.
And just next thing I know, it was 4 or 5 hours that passed. We had so much to talk about. There was no alcohol involved.
Oh, that's great.
A sober conversation.
I guess that's a compliment. No alcohol involved.
Because usually when people are drinking, you loosen up a little bit.
Yeah, and then you're kind of like...
Yeah, and so it was the whole time, we just had so many things to talk. You would have thought we knew each other for years. And it was funny because after the date, we actually had 2 dates in one day. Our first
in one day?
Yeah.
Because when the first date ended, we walked outside in the front of the restaurant.
And it was really
awkward. And it was an awkward goodbye. Like, 'cause I didn't want her to think, I wanted to ask her if she wanted to do something else, but I didn't want to think, I was already cautious about the whole online thing, and I didn't want her thinking I'm a stalker or one of them crazy guys that, so I didn't want to push my luck or anything like that. So I said kind of goodbye, and I kind of got a weird goodbye from her, and it was awkward.
Because I wanted to continue too. Like, we were having such good conversation. They actually were changing the restaurant from lunch to dinner. That's why we left.
Yeah, that's the only reason.
So they threw you out. That was like, get out.
Basically, we got kicked out.
You gotta go. So I have to go home. Can't stay here. But and then.
So it was just an awkward goodbye. We went our separate ways. I went to a friend's house to watch horse racing. Long story behind that. Gambling involved. And I just dropped her a text saying, hey, I decided to say, let me just fill her out. And so I sent her a text just saying, hey, what are you up to? She just said, I'm kind of hanging at home. And I said, you want to maybe go... Oh, I started mentioning about...
Dave and Buster's.
Dave and Buster's, yes.
Yep.
And she was like, oh, I would love to see that place, but I'd rather wait until you're ready to go. And so I sent her a text. I was kind of asking you.
Because I was trying to be like, okay, so what he's well, you weren't there on my side of it, but I was freaked out because it's hard to know when you put yourself out there all the time.
Sure.
And so having such great, fantastic conversation, it was like, well, you don't want to play that game like, does he really like me? Yeah. So I was really scared, and I felt like I had made so many mistakes in the past. This time I wanted to almost make sure that I didn't mess it up. Okay. So I was texting my 2 best friends and like saying, hey, he's saying this, what do I say? So I was trying to be cute when I was like, yeah, I would want to wait and go with you. I didn't know he was asking me back on a date.
Oh, wow.
So yes, bless you for being patient.
And just so that you all know, Dave and Buster's has like games and all kinds of...
It was a safe date.
It was a safe date. And it's
Very
a fun kind
date.
of date. It's an active date to be
Yep.
on. So it's not this kind of romantic,
Right. Like video games already, so it worked out.
So who won in the video game?
We didn't end up going because it was too far.
Oh, it was far. Okay.
So we just went to another restaurant.
Oh, okay. And then how long did you talk that night?
3-4 hours?
Yeah, another few hours. Yeah, another few hours.
That's wonderful.
So.
That's wonderful. Well, now, how did you? At what number date did you wind up telling James about your condition?
So I guess since our first date was 2, so technically it was our 4th date.
Okay.
So
4th date.
Oh wait, it was our 3rd
second
date.
time.
The second time we saw each other.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how did you broach that?
Well. So the hospital I go to is the Cancer Treatment Center of America, and they had my doctor and I, we did an article about doctor-patient relationships because we are very open with each other, and I consider her a friend, which is very comforting when someone is helping you through a sickness, right? You want to have your friend you trust. So my friend happens to be my oncologist. So I had this magazine, and I talked to a male coworker, because I was kind of like, what do you think? Not that I was trying to get the world's opinion on it, but like I said, it went back to, I didn't feel like I did things right in the past, because I had told people on dates about my cancer, and I got a lot of different reactions. So I didn't want to mess this up, but I knew that with the conversation we had, it was just too good, too real, that I felt like I didn't want to misrepresent myself. Okay. So I just put it all out there. So anyway, I took this magazine and I said, hey, and I'm not one to really ask somebody out on a date, but I was like, hey, do you want to meet up for dinner or coffee? I don't drink coffee, so tea. So we met, and I was really nervous. I prayed about it. I had all my friends praying, crossing fingers and everything about this. And I just slid the magazine over to him. And he was just like, because Cancer Fighters magazine, I forgot to talk about that part. The title's Cancer Fighters. Oh. And there's a cover picture of my doctor and myself. So I'm like, here you go. Anyone look familiar? And he's like, no. So I'm like...
She didn't look familiar?
Tell him why. Tell him why.
So, on the page of the magazine...
Yes.
How can I say she was a little bit heavier. Okay. And those type of things. Now, she's still getting to know me. I'm getting to know her. There's certain things you don't talk about. You're
a smart man.
So I seen the picture. I mean, I don't think at first I was even paying attention to the cancer part. I just seen the picture, and I seen the doctor, and I looked.
He's like, she looks familiar.
And I kept looking up at her. Then I looked down. And then I started putting two and two together, and just, I don't know, I guess a lot of different questions just kind of came through my head at that point. I guess I was still taking it in. I was taken back. I guess I was speechless for a little bit because I know how to take it, Sure. And then it was one of those things where I wasn't still 100% certain of what she was trying to tell me. I guess.
He's like, why is she on the cover?
I guess I was thinking, was she modeling for this? I was still trying to put two and two together. Maybe she's just a model. I mean, she doesn't look like anything wrong. So I didn't.
Bless you.
Ignorance.
That's great.
Ignorance.
No. It's ignorance.
I would look at her. I just really didn't notice anything wrong.
Okay.
So it was one of those things where I think, I don't know if you finally just said to me.
I was like, that's me.
That's what you're like, that's me.
And the name of this magazine is Cancer Fighter, and I am one of them.
That's what
I said.
I think I just had mixed emotions. Yes. It was one of those things where I felt bad for her. But then I was confused because she looked normal. Right. And so it just...
She looked healthy.
Yeah, she looked healthy. I see nothing wrong. I see nothing wrong. I know she kickboxed and everything else, and
you scare me with
I just didn't put two and two together.
That is great. And then since then, as you've been dating, how has the bonds of knowing this, has this made you stronger? Has this?
I will say, knowing Pam. It makes me have a different outlook on life in the sense that she's probably one of the strongest people I know. And the fact that, I see her, so I look at her and she deals with this thing called cancer. She also lives everyday life.
Yes.
You have people out there with cancer and can't barely live their life. And yet she's everyday life. I go to her on my problems, and she's just amazing. I could put it in so many different ways. She's an amazing person. I mean, for what you're through, and to still be able to live a normal everyday life, and you would never know it unless.
Oh no, honey, that's fair.
You would never know it.
See you for the next hour.
Yes.
Don't beat him up anymore. Don't beat him up anymore. So, what do you say to people who find love? I go looking for love in all the wrong places. Do you say?
What do you say? You want to?
My opinion. So it's kind of how everything happened. Where I think if Pam told me online, it's quite possible. I don't know until I'm put in that situation. Sure. But after me and her, we emailed back and forth, and then we finally made a conversation. And by me actually, and I'm not saying you should wait a month before you tell somebody something like that. I think the way it happened the right way, meaning that I got to see her, I got to know her, and I told her that night that she told me, I said, I'm not going to go nowhere. I'm going to keep this thing going forward and see what happens with it.
Okay.
But I don't know. I think because I got to see her as a person, I didn't. If I heard that seen her and she just put it out there, I'm a cancer patient, I might have just seen cancer people. So she did the right thing as her, and that was probably the best thing that could have happened because once I see it after, I didn't see it.
That's great.
So if I told you third eye, you would have still kept
more eyes to see me.
I tell you, lady, forget it. Okay, that's right. No. So what do you say to that?
I can definitely. I've been through the world of dating.
Sure.
I was a late starter, but I left for a lot of time, and I definitely started the way. Sure. I've never been proposed to. No pressure. I wasn't proposed to. I wasn't married. That side of the world of dating, but just that uncomfortable, the looking for security in others. Sometimes instead of looking at the person who's there, looking at the person they could be. I did all those things for many, many years, and it makes you want to give up. I think the best thing I done was take time off and get to know what start liking myself, not just knowing who I was, but I like myself and wanting to hang out with myself. Confidence, my whole perception had changed how dating. I think that I went into it looking for a friend, like I said, a companion, even if it had just been like a one dinner date. That's right. I was good with that, and I was comfortable with that. And I think it all goes back to security. So as far as love, I think there's somebody for everyone. Some people that we all know, like, they found their special one. And I even joke with James, and I say he is my soulmate. Never had this type of engagement with anyone before, and it's pretty special. And he's so close to me. And the funny part, even with online, there was no way we would have run into each other. Sure. We lived in the same state, but completely different towns, completely different mindsets. Sure. So I think when you put yourself in mindset, anything good can happen.
That is a truth to really understand for love is you want to be the kind of person you want to be. I mean, it's all about when you start this amount of money, it does not work. And especially when you were mentioning like things really weren't working out or weren't happening before, I think things happen at their own time when you were at the right place emotionally to say, I'm here, I show up, and so are you. You can actually find one another. And I think that's the message that people need to really have out there is, I can find love. I'm worthy of love. Yes. And if you say that to yourself every day, believe me, the universe helps find each other. Absolutely. So I think that's very inspirational for two of you to be able to, hey.
Well, and
you're welcome.
And so as part of that, like what you were saying is it wasn't just knowing myself as an adult. I actually had to accept that I was living with cancer. Right. And that took me 2 years to figure that out. Sure. I went to the doctor one day expecting for her to tell me, okay, you'll be done with your treatment soon. And she's like, no, your treatment is going to continue because we're treating you for your quality of life. We can't really fix the cancer. We don't know where it's coming from. Exactly. So when she told me that, those were very sobering words, and I actually went into depression for like 3 months. But out of that 3 months, that's when I started saying, you know what? I'm living with cancer. And I started getting more and more comfortable with that terminology, living with cancer, not necessarily fighting cancer. And it's not to say that I'm not always going to try and do what I can and do all the alternative therapies that I'm doing. Right. But when I became living with cancer, it just changed my outlook. Sure. And it was almost like I said, okay, I can't give up because I'm not cured tomorrow. Right. I have to learn how to live the life I have now. And that's a gift. And so that's when my mentality started changing. Because if I had met James any earlier, I don't think it would have worked. Not that we wouldn't have had good chemistry, but I think I would have came in almost feeling like I had too much baggage and I wasn't worthy. Exactly. And when you don't feel that way, you're not open.
That's right. Cancer is what you have. It's not who you are.
It's not who I am.
And that's important for really people to understand. If you've gone through addiction, if you've gone through pain in the past, that is not you. Okay? That is just something that has happened to you. And don't let that get in your way of being happy. You have the right to be happy. Everybody has the right to be happy. You should fight for that every day. And that's, I think, something that, for the two of you being able to say, yeah, we found each other and we were at the right place at the right time in the right space in our heart, it works. And I guess, no one knows what the future holds. Right?
No.
But what do you think the future looks like for the both of you? Just
was it the soon future?
Yeah.
Is a pink party.
That's
party.
right.
And a vacation.
Vacation.
Where are you going? Because I might want to go too.
We're going on a cruise.
You going on a cruise? Really? Where are you going?
We're going to St. Thomas, St. Martin, and Bahamas.
Really?
There's always room for more.
Well, you know what? We might do Shades of Glam from the cruise ship. How y'all doing? Okay. Now, y'all, we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to introduce Susan Kolar Couture and talk a little bit about the events that are coming up next week, and we want to hopefully see you there. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Hi everyone, welcome back to Shades of Glam. I'm Matt.
I'm Cromwell.
All right, so in this next segment, what we wanted to do was to talk a little bit about the events that are coming up in New York City and in Easton, Pennsylvania for Pink for Pam.
Yay!
And Pink, the show this year for Pink for Pam is going to be Too Glam for Cancer. So Girlfriend is going to be dressed to the nines.
Yes.
And who better way to dress her than this lovely young lady, Miss Susan Kolar from Susan Kolar Couture.
Yay!
Welcome to the show. Thank you.
It's really nice to be here.
Thank you for coming.
Fabulous.
And Susan actually has a wonderful studio here in the bank building here in Easton, Pennsylvania. And what Susan has actually done is she's taken one of Pam's dresses.
Oh boy.
And well, why don't you tell a little bit about the story of that dress?
Oh boy.
It's actually pretty funny. Go ahead.
It's special like everything else that seems to happen to me. So once upon a time, there was a girl who wanted a dress. And, I don't get dressed up as much as I would like. But, this event gives me a chance to get dressed up. I feel good. I'm the host. So I kind of always look in the stores for dresses. And I have to say every year, basically throughout the year, I'm always looking for that special dress. And 2 years ago, I was just walking in the mall with my mom and I just saw it in the window and I was like, that dress. And I got it. It didn't fit. And then I ordered a size up and I had the audacity not to try it on because I willed myself to fit it.
Is that right?
I exercised, I did all of this stuff, and then I'm like, I'm gonna fit. I didn't do crash diets because I don't do that. Anyway, it fit. It was phenomenal. I love the dress.
Yeah.
Okay, so I thought I was gonna recreate magic this year. One day it was online, which I do a lot, and I found a dress.
Okay.
And I thought it'd be perfect. Like it looked like me. You'll see at the events. Because I know you're going. Anyway, so I thought it'd be perfect. I ordered it. I was excited. Paid for the express delivery.
Yeah.
They're like, it's not going to be here till the 20th. And I got a little nervous. I sent them an email. They're like, we'll try to get it to you earlier. I got it last Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah.
Well, I decided to try the dress on.
Oh. And?
No bueno!
No bueno! No bueno! Oh, no bueno!
Oh my goodness. First off, it didn't fit. The zipper wouldn't go up. And I'm wearing a size and clothes and things just weren't looking the way they should. I look very frumpy and just not nice. The image that I had in my head was no longer. My heart was broken.
Oh.
How is this dress not fitting? I got a size. So I put the dress
right
with all my angst. And I was like, please.
We got a dress emergency.
The door with the dress in a
First of all,
wow, that's
a common thing, by the way. A lot of people order things online and they aren't what's like in the picture. Wondering why, and that's another story. But she pulls her dress out of the. It's like you have to kind of unfold it, put it out. And she says it doesn't fit. I'm, okay, so try it on. So she tried it on.
okay.
And tried it on. She looked so sad. It was so sad. Really.
in my head, I look good.
I felt so bad.
Oh.
Yes.
I didn't look the way it fit.
It's a dress emergency.
It's
what do
a
you
dress
do?
emergency. We always go. I have a magic mirror in the studio, and I always have the client stand at the magic mirror. And they just look into the mirror, and I look at the back of the dress. And I'm like, well, yes. And it's a very, I assured her that it's a very, it happens. And so I would take the zipper out.
Yes,
Okay.
because
And we're
it
going
doesn't fit.
And we're going to put and a lace up, which
Wow.
actually goes very nicely with the style of the dress. This black nipped in waist, very going to be quite frilly. A hot pink bow on the shoulder, which anyway, it's a nice bow, and so you do a hot pink lace in the back of the dress.
So it'll always fit, no matter what I eat.
I had the straps there.
Yes.
Color from a lining dress, so I have the fabric matching.
It works
the hot
out
pink.
well.
It's like treasure. And then I'm going to make a hot pink sash to accent her waist. I think it'll look
Really?
beautiful. Yes.
I can't wait to see this. And
going to be beautiful.
to let everybody know, we actually took video of fitting itself, which we're actually going to post on the Shades of Glam website. We're going to post it to Facebook this evening, so that you can actually see the process in which Susan actually does her magic. And it was actually pretty interesting to watch how you were able to really assess this monstrosity dress. I'm sorry to say that, but it really was.
It has potential.
But you see the potential in it.
Oh,
You can
definitely.
actually.
And also we'll shorten it, get the proportion right. But she has to bring her shoes next time.
Yes,
So
Shoes.
we'll get the
Shoes.
right length. It's a little too long.
Okay.
I'm short.
So
Well,
we're not-
okay.
That's one thing.
Now, tell us a little bit about your business.
My business is one that I help women usually find the most unique dress they can have for their special occasions.
Oh.
So I either custom make it according to their measurements, and we can go through the whole couture process with design, starting with the concept, going to choosing the fabrics. And I make the design, our sketch is created into a muslin pattern,
Okay.
which is called a mock-up or a muslin, and we try that on to make sure the proportions and the fit is proper before we even cut any of the fabric or do anything. So it's a process that assures by the time you get to the final product, you have a dress that is appropriate, fits appropriately, and the proportions of all the lines of the dress are appropriate for the figure. So you have you end up with a very exquisite product at the end. But it takes time,
Yes.
and it
Okay.
takes a client that understands the necessity for all of the steps and of the creative process and the construction process, because so usually it takes about, if I start from scratch,
Yes.
it takes about maybe 5 fittings or so
How
to get to
long
the
is
end.
that in timing?
And the amount of hours it might take the whole, for me to create that is, for a cocktail dress, like a long cocktail dress, about 40 hours. So that's about a week.
Sure.
If I worked,
Nonstop.
yeah. So a wedding dress can take anywhere from, usually it's about 100 hours for a wedding dress.
Sure. Okay.
So it's a process, but the product is always wonderful, beautiful.
What's been your favorite one?
Oh, I have so many favorites. Oh, that's so hard.
Well, you have stories behind each of your
Each
dress.
dress has a story. Well, the dress I'm working on a wedding dress right now.
Oh,
It's
okay.
quite lovely. It's a mermaid style.
Ooh.
The bride came to me and says, I can't decide what dress I want because they all look good on me. She tried on 80 dresses.
Ooh. She didn't say
She
yes to
just-
the dress. She
She
just
did
said
not
that-
say yes. She just said they all look good. She couldn't decide, so she better have me design one for her. And she totally trusted me. And she showed me enough pictures of what she liked, so I was able to get a very good. A mermaid style was definitely in there. So on one of my trips, I happened to be out in Los Angeles over the summer. And so since we had enough time, because she started with me in April, and here her wedding's coming up.
Wow.
I was able to find a fabulous remnant, an Oscar de la Renta remnant, an embroidered net with like organza flowers on beautiful piece in a shop hidden in a corner somewhere. So I was able to purchase this remnant. I thought it would make a beautiful overlay for the bottom of the dress. And so I brought it home, and so I mocked up, like I use a dress form where I drape my design on it to show the bride, like, this is kind of what it'll look like, the concept. And I wasn't sure if she would like it or not, but I just wanted to show her that this is an idea of what we can do.
Okay.
So then I took tulle and I wrapped it all around the, as for the torso of the dress, and then I put this beautiful skirting on with some netting under it and puffed it all out. She walked in with her parents to come, for the consultation, and she saw it on the form and fell in love with it. She said, "That's it," and it was like magical. So it was like a lot of design is so intuitive, and it's like magic. It just so that's a really favorite one, and she's gonna look stunningly beautiful in this dress.
You need pictures.
Yes, there will be pictures.
There will be pictures.
Oh, yes.
Now, how long have you been doing this type of work?
This type of work, I've been making wedding dresses since about 1982. So my first wedding dress was a college roommate who said, "You can design my dress. I've seen you working all through college on your projects. You can make." And I said, "I don't know." She go, "Yeah." So from then on, once I made her, a lot of people I knew were getting married, and it was the word of mouth spread, and so I became very adept at the wedding dress building.
Okay.
So,
wow, that's wonderful. Now, how can people reach you, or even just see your work? Do you have
yes,
a website?
I have a website, SusanColerCouture.com. There, my portfolio, a lot of my pictures of dresses are on my website. I'm on Facebook. I have.
Are you Susan Kohler
I'm
Couture?
Susan Kohler Couture. I have a page, and also you can friend me, Susan Kohler. Also, I have all the contact information is on my website. There's a contact form on there. They can reach me from there or call me.
Okay.
610-829-1099. Appointments are recommended because it is a special service, and
you spend time with that individual
I spend time
to get
with
to know
the client to really make sure they're getting, they know what they want and I know what they want. So it takes a little time in the beginning.
Well, I gotta tell you, I am so excited because when we were up in your shop,
Oh my gosh.
I was blown away from every which way to Sunday, and I actually have my wedding dress that I'd actually like to repurpose. So I think you and I need to make an appointment.
Yes.
Because I just, when you spend a lot of money for a wedding dress, and you're like, well, I'm not going to really see this for my daughter, use it in a different way. And by watching this process between the two of you has really encouraged me to say, okay, I can pull the sucker out. Let's figure out if we can repurpose this puppy.
Yes.
Do you get a lot of women who do that?
Lately, yes. I've combined a little black dress with actually the fabric from a skirt. I've combined the two to a cocktail dress. I recently, a client brought her mother's wedding gown in. The mother and the daughter came in. They want to use the mother's dress. And the daughters, they're a different shape. The dress you couldn't just put on the wedding dress. So they had it in the storage box, and they were all like, they came for the consultation to see if it was possible that the daughter could have a variation of the dress. And so they opened it up the box, and this dress was in beautiful condition, beautiful dress, perfect shade of white for this bride. I mean, there's so many. Anyway, so they were so happy just that I was able to say, yes, we can use this, but we have to change the whole top of the dress, and I'll probably have to go into my fabric stash and find some shades for the some satin shades that will
be
appropriate for the top, and maybe some extra lace bits I'll need to find and my stash somewhere.
Excellent.
So we're going to be able to allow her to wear most of her mother's wedding dress, but we're going to make it different.
Wow.
to
It'll
fit.
still be modern.
And it'll
fit
still,
her.
yes, and she even brought the veil. The veil's in great, so she'll probably do the veil. We might do a different kind of head cover, a band or something.
Nice.
But the veiling is in good condition. So it was, that's nice, and they're really happy. So they immediately were like, absolutely. I'm like, don't you want to think about it maybe? Don't you want to try dresses on? Because sometimes I have to tell a bride, once you decide, don't go try on a dress now.
That's it.
Because this is it.
That's, we're done there. No, I understand that. And we want everyone to see the final product of Susan's at Pam's party. And so thank you for that, because this was great. And let's talk a little bit about these events that are coming up. So next Thursday, which is October 24th, if you are in New York City, I want to see your face at her place and talk about what's happening on October 24th. Go for it.
It's Too Glam for Cancer.
That's
It's
right.
going to be a pink party. Talk about the good, fun stuff about cancer. I know that doesn't sound like that all works together, but cancer is not always just this negative thing. To me, it's been something that's empowered me. I don't know what my 30s would be like without having cancer, and
Right.
I've embraced it, and it can be a party. So that's what we're going to have. We're going to have a good time. It's going to be, the theme is Too Glam for Cancer, but it's going to be more like that 40s and 50s. We have music and entertainment and jokes, and Jeanette's going to be the MC.
How you doing?
So it's going to be a really, really good time.
That's right. And if you can't make it to New York City, well, guess what? We're doing it again on Saturday, October 26th. I was going to say 29th. That ain't right. The 26th. Where? In Easton, Pennsylvania. And where will you have it also?
It's going to be at the Siegel Museum, and this time it's going to be a murder mystery dinner theater. So you'll be able to get a full meal, get some laughs once again. It's still going to kind of represent that 40s and 50s vibe, but it's going to be still Too Glam for Cancer.
It's still going to be Too Glam for Cancer. If you haven't gotten your tickets yet, what are you waiting for? But if we want you to go on the Facebook page for Pink for Pam. We have a link to it on the Shades of Glam website and also the Shades of Glam Facebook page, so that you can get your tickets for the event. At the New York event, you can either get an alcoholic band or a non-alcoholic band. I'm just mentioning because the alcoholic band, it's plenty of alcohol for as long as you show your band. But of course, you have to pay for that. Is that the wrong way to say that? You're laughing?
Yes.
That was
That's special.
that's a little special. What? I'm getting my band. I don't know what about you, but
you get it.
But you know what we're talking about. And for October 26th, we also have the tickets there. So please make sure that you take a friend, take someone you love, and come support all of us. You'll see us's, both in New York and in Easton, Pennsylvania for
And
this
you'll
event.
see my dress.
And you're going to see this fabulous dress that was made by Susan to fix a faux pas.
Okay,
of
the
internet.
faux pas
What's
wasn't
faux
the
pas?
fact that I would try to get the dress. I saw the vision. The faux
Vision.
pas is that my sizing did not match up to what I thought.
What website was? Oh, maybe we should
I'm
say
not
that.
going to tell.
Yes,
I'm not
we're
going
gonna-
to tell
we're
because
gonna
then you
put
might
it-
try to get my dress.
Oh, that's you know what? That's true. So that's really all the time that we have for today's show.
Wait.
What?
Well, but Susan's going to come back because we want her to come back to tell us more about
You know
stuff.
what? That is true. Susan's probably going to be like a regular on this show. We're prepared for that.
I'm
Don't
ready.
be
Yeah,
scared.
don't be scared because we're gonna keep you on here because
We got a lot of questions.
We do have a lot of questions, especially about style, colors, shapes,
Internet ordering.
internet ordering, and really, I think
Measure.
when we talked a little bit the last time, it was if you have an event that you know is coming up, it is a good idea to see someone like Susan, because really, when you go to the stores, a lot of times things don't always fit appropriately, and really things should fit well for an event. You don't want to stress about these kinds of things. You probably have millions of stories about people
I
stressing.
do, believe me.
Worse than mine?
No, yes.
Oh, well, that's okay then.
Absolutely.
So again, check out Susan's website, susanpolarcouture.com.
Wait, I have another question.
Oh, I do?
No, me.
Oh, you got another question.
Yes, but what does couture mean?
Couture means high dressmaking, like, well, it means dressmaking.
Really?
It just means
That's it?
dressmaking.
Because
Yes.
when I hear couture,
Yeah.
I
French
think of
word.
like a lot of money.
Well, it comes from in France. It was customary for the wealthy to have their clothing made by
Right.
designers, and that's where it all started. And the word couture, actually, there's to be called a couturier in France. You have to. It's part of an association. You need to I'm not saying you have to pass a test, but something like that. You have to.
Whoa.
You need to be really, really good. So it connotates quality.
That's right, because it's not mass
Quality.
produced.
It's not mass
Oh.
When you
produced.
have a couture show, it is not
It
a
is
mass
not
produced item, so it might be in a limited edition.
Usually
one of a
one of a
kind.
kind, fit to a client,
Yes.
fit to the person.
I like
Not
that.
made in like size
Absolutely.
8, 10, 12.
Which doesn't always match, even though you're trying to do the measurement.
That's
all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Do you have any more questions for
No,
Susan?
I think I'm good. Wait, I'll save them for next time.
Silly. All right. Well, you know what? The conversation does not have to stop here. Please make sure to check us out at our Twitterverse, which is,
Shades of Glam.
well, you forgot the at.
At Shades of Glam.
Thank you. And if you also want to check out our website is,
Facebook, Shades of Glam.
I said the website.
Oh, www.shadesofglam.
Thank you.
I love
And
that
of
word.
course, if you have Facebook,
Shades of Glam.
that's it too. So please, we're everywhere. So you should be there too. And if you want to send us an email, we have our email address, which is, I'm going to do this one. The women at
Shades of Glam.
.com. Okay, and if you want to reach us by phone, wow, that's so old school. The old school, like an old school of actually talking to somebody on the phone. Nobody likes to talk anymore. It is 855 We Are Glam or 855-937-4526. You know what? I'm lonely. Call. Could you just call once?
I'm lonely.
Just once. I just really want to hear someone call the number. That would be awesome.
She said I'm lonely.
So I am. So I want to thank our very special guests, two very special guests, James, as well as Susan Color from Susan Color Couture. Our next show will be on November 20th. So please make sure that you tune in. And to see a rebroadcast of this show, please check us out at Agape Radio 1. That's Agape Radio 1 at YouTube.com. You know what? If someone didn't tell you this day, you are beautiful. And we will see you next time. Have a glamorous day.